episode 2 of Timber Talks, and today we're going to be talking all about small roundwood because I know people have been stopping you in the street and asking you about this fantastic subject. So tell us, what is small roundwood, and give us an overview of the market trends at the moment.
Hi, Georgina. So small roundwood. So what is small roundwood for the uninitiated? It tends to be the top of the tree or the rougher bits of the tree that aren't suitable for sawing, and tends to have lower values than the saw log element and the pallet wood element. So broadly, small roundwood breaks down into 4 categories. We've got pulpwood, fuel wood, chipwood, and round fencing. So just to go through those in no particular order. Pulpwood's going into the paper industry and the carton board industry. So that's going to make stuff that your magazines come on, or the packaging that you might have a nice new mobile phone in, or a bottle of whiskey, or maybe even a cereal packet or something like that. So that's pulpwood. Fuelwood, very much a sort of new kid on the block, or at least has been for the last 10 years. Well, I suppose that's not that new, but it's newer than the other ones. And that goes into the biofuel sector with the rise of the biomass market, driven by government subsidies and direction. We've seen a lot of installations coming into the market in the last 10, 15 years. That fuel wood's going to be chipped up and burnt to provide heat and possibly power as well. Chipwood is, as its name describes, going into the chipboard, panel board market. So that's going to make products like flooring grade chipboard. It's going to make worktops, MDF type products. That's the stuff that you might get in your kitchen, and products like OSB, which is a sheet building material that's similar to plywood. And then last but by no means least, and a smaller part of the market, is round fencing. So that's the sort of stuff that you might see holding up a fence somewhere, or even at the high end, a nice play park, or that type of application.
Fantastic. So what's going on with small roundwood? What are the issues faced at the moment, and what are the fantastic trends that we're seeing?
So what's happened there? If we look back over the last 10, 20 years, as I described, that we've seen really quite major changes in that market with the advent of fuel wood, and as government put pressure on the sector and incentives on the sector in the form of fiscal drivers, we've seen a lot of new investment, many hundreds of thousands of tons worth of investment coming into across the whole of Britain, typically in a market that would be providing a heat source for something like a factory that's making food or something like that, that's got a large requirement for heat. They're burning this rather than fossil fuels, and so they might put in an installation that's perhaps using 10, 20, 30, 50,000 tons. That has increased the demand in that market, and so we've seen small roundwood prices across the board rise quite strongly over that period. But looking ahead now, and where are we now? We've probably seen stability within that market now, with less new capacity coming in, less new entrants coming in, and I think we're likely to see stability in that market, both short term and longer term. We're also seeing as our prices have risen, we're seeing other uses or other materials coming into to be used within the biomass sector. So things like what we call arboricultural arising. So that's when someone's felled a tree in their garden, a tree surgeon's got to get rid of that material. Historically, that would have just been dumped or burnt. That's now going into these type of markets. And also the rise of recycled fibre as well, that goes into the biomass market. but also the chipboard market as well.
We're on a roll. People are loving it. Thank you, Harry.